Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Daniel and this is season 5, episode 1 of Gunz-N-Stuff. Yes, the biggest change is I turned my table sideways, so that means it's a new season and new stuff is going on. Yeah, see, it's new, it's different. One question I get asked all the time is, can you make these videos available long-term where people can watch them? And the answer is yes. If you go to YouTube, I started a new channel, Gunz-N-Stuff. So it's just gonna be strictly Gunz-N-Stuff. And I'm also posting each individual question as a YouTube short. So it's gonna be over there. Check it out, subscribe. And it's taken me a while to figure out the system and the process to get that happening consistently, but it's going. So that's going, but there's some other cool, fun stuff coming up soon. I think that's pretty much it. So let's dive into the questions, figure out what questions y'all are asking and see if any of them are good. I highly doubt it, but let's go for it. Where can I grab a hoodie, bro? So the pink, OD green, and black hoodies are going to be dropping next Thursday. I'm gonna be posting about it on Monday. But yes, the hoodie drop is going to be happening this I keep wanting to say Friday, but Thursday, Gunz-N-Stuff is gonna be when they're going live, and then Friday I'm gonna be announcing everything. But yes, next Thursday is when the hoodies, the OD green, the pink, and then the black hoodies are going to be dropping. I'm excited. Been rocking them for a good bit. They're super comfortable, super warm. They look dope. But yes, allergic to dying hoodies are dropping next week. How do you keep your firearms from rusting? They rust bad in my house, bro. AC. Okay, check out Lockdown. Great company. They're basically a company that makes different firearms storage solutions, and they have a lot of great different options for dehumidifying your safe. So they have like silicone moisture absorbing packs. This thing, like, it's a rod that heats up your safe a little bit to drop the humidity. So they have a lot of different accessories for your gun safe to keep them from rusting. Basically, there's a lot of moisture wherever you are, and it's really specific where you're on the country. Like, I know some people that their guns just rust just sitting in their house, not even locked in a safe, just sitting there. The guns will start rusting because it's really humid where they are. So yes, check out Lockdown, great company. They should have a solution for you. Best method in sighting in red dot without irons. Okay, I'm gonna assume you're talking about a pistol and not a rifle or carbine. So it's pretty straight. The thing that I would say you need to make sure you understand more beyond zeroing is how the windage and elevation works on your red dot. When I talk to a lot of people, I find out they don't really know how it works, and different optics, each turn means different things. So read your manual to figure out which way you need to turn it and how much each turn means. But basically, a super simple thing to do is just put your target at 3 yards and just shoot it. And then when you shoot it, you put your dot where the bullet hole is, and then you shoot it again and see where the dot and the bullet hole, those two are apart. If it's down to the right, if it's up to the left, that'll give you a general idea of where you need to move your dot. Now, because the paper is so close, you should be on paper and you should be able to walk it in from there. Is it blasphemous to put a type A rail on a PSA upper? I am 100% sure they will repo your rail if you do that. Favorite AR-15 trigger. So there's a lot of great triggers out there, Geisley, Timney, and all kinds of stuff like that. One trigger that I've recently started to mess with that I've really been enjoying is Hyperfire. I shot some guns with them on it, and they're really nice. You will burn through so much ammo running those triggers. Cause 21, how buttery smooth is it and trigger pull? Buttery smooth. It's a dope, legit 2011. If you shot a 2011, it's right up there with all the other ones. The action is really smooth on it. Big fan of those guns. The trigger, I wanna say it's in at 3.5 to 4 pounds, so not super light, but you apply enough pressure, it's gonna click. Super clean break, like breaking a little pretzel stick. It's a great gun. Range bags, what's your recommendation? What's in the bag for you? Okay, so for me, range bags is a cheap Amazon bag that I bought like 5 years ago. It has holes in it, it's falling apart, and I will never get rid of that bag. Half of it's burnt because I may or may not have tried to use the bag to take a suppressor off and it melted. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that, but what's in my range bag? So I usually keep it fairly simple depending on what I'm doing. So ammo, eyes or ears, eyes, and lube. That's pretty much all that I have in my range bag. I'll do if I'm doing a heavy schedule, a lot of firing, I'll go over my guns to make sure everything's working so that I'm not gonna run into any issues, and I'll usually bring enough extra guns. But yeah, pretty much this is all that I'm running in my range bag, and then just a whole bunch of ammo. 11.5 or 10.5 SBR. Okay, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, it doesn't matter. It matters, but it doesn't matter. What's kind of more important is what all are you putting on the gun, and do you need extra rail space? If you need the extra rail space, or you don't want to have the extra rail space, that's where it kind of comes into play. But like 10.5, 11.5, you're really picking at hairs. Think the new Canic metal will hold up against the M&P metal? I'm going to be kind to all of my Canic fanboys and just say no. Which red dot do you recommend for Glock 19, and do you have a preferred slide for it? Best red dot, that really depends on what you want to do, and if you want to go the Gucci route, the budget route, the enclosed route. There's a lot of different options for pistol red dots, especially now. There is more choice than ever. I think your two best options are going to be between Trijicon, Aimpoint, and then Holosun. Those are the three that are really killing the industry right now, and that's really going to be dependent on your budget. So figure out what you want this gun for. Is it for classes and outside the waistband? Is it for concealed carry? Is it for duty? Figure out what you want to do with the gun, and that's going to dictate what optic you're going to run on it. And then preferred slide, all of them are really great, and getting it milled is great too. Lots of different options, so it kind of depends what you want to do. That'll really dictate which slides you go with. Thoughts on EOTECH? Thinking about getting one, but keep hearing the battery life is trash. Okay, so you have to take reviews and gun owners' opinions with a little grain of salt, because their methodology for reviewing a product is you're getting dropped in the middle of the Gobi Desert and you have to walk 3 months to get back to your house, and your gun has to last the entire time under constant fire. If you don't have the ability to swap your batteries out because you're still fighting, something has gone horribly wrong in your life, and the battery life on EOTECH is the least of your worry. There's an optic you want, and it's durable, it's proven, it has a lot of great features, all that the EOTECH has. You should be good to go. Also, a lot of these red dots now are 3-4 years without changing it. So EOTECH's a little bit older technology, so it's not that crazy multiple year battery life, but you'll be fine. Grab some extra batteries and go have fun. Which firearms are being banned by the government? All of them, and none of them, honestly. If you dig too far into the gun industry, and when I say too far, I mean at all, you will come across a bunch of videos talking about the government's trying to buy it now because this is the last time you're ever going to be able to buy anything in the history of history. Since the assault weapons ban got overturned, they have been talking about another assault weapons ban. I'm not saying it will never happen, but it's not very likely, especially after the year we had in 2020 and all the people from both sides of the aisle getting armed, purchasing firearms, and owning guns. The likelihood of a major specific weapons ban, assault rifle, pistol, things like that, a magazine ban even, I'm talking on a federal level, the likelihood of that happening is very slim to none. First time license holder, congratulations. Say goodbye to all your money. And I'm trying to get my first gun, stuck between a Glock 17 and a 22. If this is your first gun, you probably don't have a lot of trigger time, so I'm gonna say go with the 17. The 40 cal's cool, the 40 cal's big and bad, the 40 cal's loud, it recoils a lot, is a big bang. But when it comes to training consistently, you're probably not going to enjoy 40 cal shooting at the number of rounds you should to get competent. You can't recommend someone's gun. You don't know him. You don't know what his hand is shaped like. You don't know what's going on in his life. Shut up. Pelican case is worth the coin. It depends on you and your life. If you fly a lot, yes, they're worth it. If you are in adverse conditions, yes, they're worth it. If you need something to transport your gun from your house to the range and back again, it's probably not worth it. There are a lot of cases out there that have weatherproofing. They're not fully waterproof, but they have like weatherproofing. You get them a little bit wet, you'll be fine. So if you need that high level of durability that a Pelican offers, grab it. But if you think you need it, but you don't live that kind of life, you'll be just fine. When it comes to firearms, ammo gear, etc., when is it okay to be cheap? This is kind of a cop-out, but my show, I don't care. I would say it's okay to be cheap on accessories. So cheap, in fact, that you don't buy any. A lot of people will buy a gun, then change out the trigger, change the size, change out the grip, put grip tape on it, and do a bunch of stuff that they don't really need to, but they want to, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to cheap out and like don't spend a lot of money and stuff, save on all the extras and add-ons. Like buy the gun, buy the ammo, and just shoot it. Yeah, so cheap out on buying all the extra stuff. I know that's a cop-out, but it's kind of hard. Like for me, I'm like, what can I cheap out on? I'm like, I don't really get the extra stuff. You buy a gun, you buy ammo, eyes and ears. I wouldn't go with cheap eyes, I wouldn't go with cheap ears. Maybe a cheap range? Fade looking tight. Yes, I told my barber this is the start of season 5, so he has to make it right. And he only did half right. The back of it's all jacked up. Is having more than one everyday carry really necessary? I would say yes. If you're just getting out into it and you just have money for one gun, yes, just get one EDC and you'll be fine. But as you live your life and do more stuff, you realize that different scenarios and different situations and different sets of attire require different guns. Yeah, I do think it is really important to have a good full-size gun that you can carry and like do work with, and then just a smaller compact gun that you can grab quickly to run out, and God forbid something crazy happens, you at least have it on you. If you had to pick between a G3C or a GX4, which one would you buy? Honestly, neither. I just wouldn't buy them. If I had 250 bucks, I just wouldn't buy either of those guns. I'd save up for another month, 2 months. Get like, if you have to buy a budget gun, check out Canic, but I would probably bump up to that like $550 to $600 range. That's when you're gonna get a great quality gun for relatively not a lot of money. But yeah, that sub $300 range really isn't the best place for guns. Like, you're gonna run into some issues around there. Range belt must have. So I'm gonna go on the light side. I think you need a pistol carrier, maybe an AR carrier, and medical. Besides that, you could stick it in your pockets. You don't need that much extra stuff. But yeah, I don't think you need a whole lot of extra kit on your range belt. I built out one of those. I had knives and I had everything on it, and it was the most annoying, frustrating thing ever. So yeah, I built out the full rig, and it was so annoying. And now I just got mag carriers, dump pouch, and medical on there with my holster, and that's it. So yeah, done the whole big thing, and it gets real annoying real fast. Things for a new shooter to work on outside of safety while waiting for license to carry. Okay, so you just got your gun, you're waiting for your concealed carry permit to come back, and you wanna know, what do you do? So this is gonna sound bad, but this needs to become your new fidget toy. So you need to know how the gun works. You need to know how every single part of the manual of arms works. How do you do all the things with your gun, and how do you do it super comfortable and make it almost second nature? Whenever I go to the range and see someone shooting a gun, I can always tell, even before they send one round downrange, how well they're gonna do with how comfortable they are working and operating their firearm. You need to be intimately familiar with your gun. After you know your gun and you know how the thing works, you need to focus on your fundamentals. Grip, recoil control, trigger press, and sight alignment. And guess what? All that stuff can be worked on at home. You don't need to send one round downrange to figure any of that stuff out. Best looking carry gun. I like that question. This is hard. There's so many great looking guns. There's also so many butt ugly guns. I might have to go with the X Macro from SIG. It has the shorter sliding frame and then the longer mag and everything like that. And then it has like the porting on the front, especially with the optic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to X Macro. X Macro looks sick. What do you recommend I get for a duty rifle? So there are a lot of great guns out there that are gonna do a lot of stuff. Just straight up, go with the Daniel Defense. If you don't know what to get and you're trying to decide, go with the DD M4 V7. That's gonna be a great gun and do everything you want it to do. There are a lot of other great guns out there. I don't know what your budget is, but you should be able to afford that. But yeah, DD M4 V7, that's a great gun right there. How do I find out if silencers are legal in my state? Okay, that's very simple. Do you live in an anti-gun state? If so, they're illegal. So the list is California, Delaware, DC, Hawaii, Illinois, Massachusetts, New York, Jersey, and Rhode Island. All of those states, you cannot purchase a silencer. Everywhere else, silencers are legal. I'm always surprised and shocked that Maryland isn't on that list. But yeah, if you live in one of those states, you're not gonna be able to purchase a silencer. Best way to shoot with both eyes open. So when you learn to shoot with both eyes open, that's really just down to dry fire at home. So what I'll do, again, find a light switch, press out, and I'll just close my left eye. I'm right eye dominant, so I'll close my weak eye, and I'll find my sights, make sure I have a good sight picture, and then I'll slowly open up my other eye, trying to maintain that sight picture in my dominant eye. And then as I slowly open my eyes, see what it looks like in focus, and then you're gonna probably lose focus, and it's gonna go double vision again. So practice that, but for me, squinting my other eye gave me a hazy enough view that I was able to focus on my dominant eye, and it's really weird, but you'll actually like feel yourself focusing on your dominant eye. It just takes time and practice, and once you put in enough reps, you'll get it, but it's just one of those things you gotta put in time to do it. What AR rifle barrel lengths have you tested out to form an opinion? I have shot everything from like 6, I think it was like a 5 or 6 inch barrel to a 20-inch barrel and everything in between. Having shot all of those, 16 to 11.5, 10.5, it doesn't really matter. Rarely am I seeing people shooting at distances where it really comes into play. 200 and it matters, but not really. Why do people, including you, dislike Springfield Armory? So let me be honest. Springfield Armory's marketing is fantastic. It is amazing. I don't not dislike Springfield Armory. I just moderately dislike their guns. So the XDs, XCMs, those guns have just been plagued with issues, and they haven't really upgraded them, and they're not a great gun. So those guns kind of have tainted the name of Springfield. The Hellcat, in my humble opinion, it's not a great gun. The trigger is really gritty. 365, I think, is a better gun than the Hellcat. The 43X, the 48, I think those are all better guns than the Hellcat. The Hellcat price point's there, but it's fairly, I'm just not a big fan of the gun. The ARs are pretty dope. The Saints are really cool guns, and they're a great price point. So not everything Springfield makes is terrible hot garbage, but their new pistols, mainly their polymer pistols, still not really a fan of them. Suggestions for a carry gun if you're licensed in Maryland, DC, or VA. The sticking point there is going to be DC. They have a 10-round magazine law, so that's going to be your Smith & Wesson Shield, your Glock 43, your 48. You can carry a bigger gun, but like, what's the point of carrying a much bigger gun if you're not gonna be able to carry the rounds with you? Custom holsters, worth it or not? I love custom holsters, especially if they're all fancy, Guccified out. I'm a big fan of custom holsters. Specifically if you want to customize it the way you want with the clips a specific place and a claw or a specific can, how high you want your sweat guard, things like that. So yeah, I'm personally a big fan of custom holsters, and I find holsters are one of those things that are really intrinsic to the person, where they carry, what gun they're carrying, what their body shape is like. So I think holsters are one of those things where customization really does help. All right, that's it for Gunz-N-Stuff. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I had a blast doing this. If I wasn't able to get to your question, please shoot me a DM. I would love to help you out. And until next time, I cannot wait to hang out with you guys for some more Gunz-N-Stuff.